Hello and welcome to March. Well, I know I always tell you guys to embrace the suck. I just made a really long video to send to you guys, and I realized that when I hit record, it didn't click. So I just wrapped the video up, and here I am doing it again. So it's all good. Anyway, welcome to March 1st today. January and February are obviously in the books. January was definitely a grind. I think February definitely had some of the similar vibes as January, as far as just battling every day. Nothing was easy, but I will say the last week, the focus and the energy and the push and the hustle factor really pulled out a decent month for February. It's a tougher month because we only have 24 selling days. And that's a really short month to hit the numbers that we're expected to hit every month. But kudos to the fixed ops team. It looks like every single department in fixed ops surpassed their forecast. Some really did a strong job surpassing the forecast. So thank you to the fixed ops team. As far as the sales teams go, I think we're going to be a little light on our volume predictions, although some individual departments did hit their forecast. And when we look at the overall gross totality between the three dealerships, new and used car gross, we're going to be really close to our overall total gross forecast. So I think even with our lighter volume, our grosses per unit came in a little bit stronger than our forecast was. So from a gross perspective, we should be really close. So thank you. I know everybody was pushing and hustling, and you guys were really digging in on a micro scale to make things happen, and I appreciate that. March is here. March is I think a wonderful month for a whole bunch of different reasons. It's always nice to wrap up a month, take a big fresh breath of air, and say we got a nice fresh start. But March kind of wraps up that that November, December, January, February, winter, dark, cold, wet season, and we start talking about spring. We start talking about longer days. We start talking about warmer weather. We start talking about people having better attitude. So March is a big one. It's the first. It's the last month of Q1, and it's great because we get 27 selling days this March. That's one of the longest or biggest selling day opportunity one month that we get. I think a couple times I remember getting to 28 for some freak reason, but 27 is generally the biggest opportunity we have as far as making sure we take that opportunity and maximize every business day. So that's a great business point for March. Like I said, spring is in the air. I think you even feel today on March 1st, the sunshine is out. It's 40 degrees. It kind of gets you that extra little pep in your step. Temperatures on average are 51 degrees in March. March 12th, we actually spring forward. So we pick up that extra hour of sunlight in the evening, which I know Craig Molyneux is going to be like, woohoo! He's a sun chaser. In fact, March 31st, are you ready for this? On March 31st, guess when the sunset is? At what time? 7:57, almost 8 p.m. sunset on March 31st. So certainly we've been picking up a minute every day since December 21st. And then we get the spring forward on top of that. And lots more daylight in the evening for March, what I think is great. It just helps everybody's energy levels. St. Patrick's Day is here on Friday the 17th, so it's kind of a danger zone when St. Patty's Day falls on a Friday, so you guys all behave. But it's also a good opportunity for us to celebrate our customer experience success. So let me get into that. Customer experience was a huge focus for us. It always is, but we really kind of raised the pressure, in particular with the directors, Jeff and Kyle and Derek. A lot of pressure put on them to achieve our CX scores in both sales and service. So, SSI finished at 993 in White Lake, a perfect 1,000 in Highland, and 985 in New Hudson. By the way, the highest tier, the tiers are, tier 3 is 965, 973 is tier 2, and 980 is the highest tier. So we were 985, 993, and 1,000. So really, really good job in the sales arena with SSI. So thank you very much. I know that is not an easy task. On the fixed ops CSI customer experience front, we finished in White Lake at 963, Highland at 982, New Hudson at 978. Really strong scores. The tiers are tier 3 920, tier 2 940. The highest tier is 950. Our lowest score was 963, so 13 points over the 950, and that was in White Lake. Again, New Hudson was 978 and Highland was 982, so absolutely just crushed the CSI scores this month. Really fantastic job. Thank you to everybody, because that's a whole team effort. From the operators to the office personnel, processing all the paperwork, getting these payments to people on time, getting their plates on time, to the salespeople following up with the small issues people have after they take delivery, to managers stepping in when there's a bigger issue, to directors stepping in when there's a huge issue. And everybody just did a really good job, man. So kudos to everybody on the CX front. Thank you very much. And we will celebrate our success on Friday, St. Patrick's Day, which is March 17th, with the whole dealership. So we'll do something special with food. Also in March, we have the Las Vegas Stellantis announcement show, which they haven't had an announcement show for all the dealers across the globe for 10 years. It's been 10 years since we had this kind of a meeting. So really excited. Looks like they got like over 90% turnout as far as a dealer population. I know in North America, they do have like 60 dealers coming from outside of North America across the globe. So it's a pretty big show. The CEO, Carlos Tavares, will be speaking. The 4 CEOs of each brand, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, will be speaking. And they're doing a big highlighted portion of the presentation when Christian Monier is presenting on behalf of the Jeep brand. He's the CEO in charge of that brand. They're going to be highlighting the Jeep image campaign, and they picked 3 dealers across the entire globe to represent, best practices, how it's helped these dealers become successful, why you as a dealer should, really strongly consider investing in the Jeep image campaign. And we were one of the dealerships highlighted. In fact, they highlighted, are going to highlight New Hudson and both New Hudson and White Lake, which is pretty cool. I met them out there. I met Jim Morrison, the president of Jeep North America, along with their entire production team. Matt Garbizo was there, who's on the Jeep Global team, and they came out to New Hudson on a Saturday, a couple Saturdays ago. We were there from like 10:30 till almost 3:30, doing interviews, filming the facility, and then we moved over to White Lake, and we were there till like almost 6 o'clock, doing more filming. And so pretty cool. We're gonna get some really great recognition. One of the brand image, somebody from the brand image team that really handles all the graphics that you see on the walls in the showrooms, came over to the White Lake facility, because we still have to implement that graphic package, which we did sign up for, paid for, it's ordered, we're waiting for shipment and installation. But she was walking the facility, she's like, "That, I gotta tell you, I've been to hundreds of these Jeep image campaign dealers across the country, and I really think this is the nicest one I've been in." I just I got goosebumps again, when she said that comment. Just goes to show you, all the investments we've made in these facilities, and to be recognized in front of our, peers is going to be pretty cool as well. But it just tells you guys work in some of the best facilities across the entire country, if not the globe. and we're getting highlighted as proof of that. So, you know, you get to walk in these walls every day. Don't take them for granted. I mean, that's some of the nicest dealerships across the United States. Just a few updates as far as what's going on with facilities. You know, White Lake, we are almost done with that project over there at the tail end. I know they were doing a few more repairs to the ACM aluminum panels on the outside, and we still are waiting for the road sign to be changed over at both White Lake and Highland for that matter. But I think that's happening within the next 2 weeks. In fact, somebody was texting him as I was doing this video about a date, but I didn't look at it. We just also updated the technician room over there in White Lake. Upstairs, it was a disaster. Completely, changed the walls around, the layout around. Got some really cool materials, I think, that will help keep the place clean, but looked fantastic. I mean, we got the whole floors, the high dollar tile that we used throughout the facility in the showrooms and whatnot. We had some extras, and we bought a little bit more supply to do that right up there. So they're going to have a nice little area to go upstairs. There's a TV, there's a microwave, there's a refrigerator, and the facilities are a lot better. A little more privacy, obviously way more clean, and I think the techs will really enjoy that. So that should be done soon. I think we're waiting for some countertops. Highland, obviously the renovations are pretty much wrapped up. I think the showroom looks great. The furniture looks fantastic. Used cars looks top notch. Really happy with how the facility turned out inside over at Highland. We just started doing the tech room over in Highland, so we're doing a very similar look feel for the techs over there as well. Some other kind of important big news is, I've been talking to Tom, the owner of Jack's Barbershop, for a couple years as he's been considering retiring. I always told him if he ever wanted to sell that place, make sure to come see me first, come see us first. And over the last 6 months, we finally put a deal together with the barbershop. We actually closed on that property on Monday, so we actually officially are owners of that property now, although we have an agreement with Tom to allow him to use that as a barbershop still until October 1st of this year, and that's when we'll take possession. The plan is to knock down the barbershop, blacktop, add lights. It's going to be a bigger area for our used car operation, and we are also going to be installing some of the high-speed charging stations for the EVs that are coming out in that area as well, because it's so close to the electrical that comes in from DTE. Obviously, New Hudson is only a year old, a little bit over a year old. The place is beautiful. And we did, however, just install a tube heating system in the service drive to get some heat in there. I think the electrician is still coming to button up some things before they can actually turn the heat on, but all the actual physical parts are installed. We just got to button up the electrical. There's a level 3 charger over there. That's the fastest charging station available for EVs. Again, it's our investment of making sure we're at the forefront of this industrial transition that we're into the EV world. I know every Jeep 2023 model will have a hybrid version. We have the 100%. It's kind of Cherokee-sized Jeep that's at the near horizon. That's 100% electric. I know we have the ProMaster. That's 100% electric. That's going to be arriving. And then the Ram right behind that. And then it's just going to escalate from there. And the Hornet, which I believe is going to have a hybrid version. But yeah, that level 3 charger at New Hudson. One of the first ones, I think, in the Midwest. Going to be installed over there in the next 2 weeks. They already kind of painted where it's going to be installed. It's huge. If you haven't seen it, it's almost like a Sub-Zero refrigerator size, and it services 2 different cars at once. It's 440 watts, so just huge voltage running through that thing. It needs its own separate unit as far as electrical. So they have a lot to do over there, but they're going to hopefully have that buttoned up and installed over the next couple weeks. That will be installed, just so you know, if you're looking from the road at ZOT I-96 and you look to the right, kind of where the service lanes are, and you go to that first row of customer parking that's right next to the service drive. Right next to that, kind of towards the back of that service drive building, it will be coming out of close to that electrical box, and it will service 2 different parking spots. So the unit will be right in between the line, and it will service 2 different vehicles. That will be customer facing eventually, and we'll have an app where people can actually pay and charge their vehicles. So it'll be interesting to see how this all evolves. The Cart Shack, actually, before I get into that, we did order a level 3 charger for other 2 stores as well. The one unit actually came in White Lake, and we'll be setting up a installation date after New Hudson is finalized. So White Lake will be next. That one will be installed over behind the wash bays. If you're looking outside the wash bays, kind of towards the back lot, and look to the left, that grassy area right there where it kind of gets into the very end of the blacktop, right in that area will be the installation of that level 3 charger. The Cart Shack, ZOT Carts, Rock and Randall, we are doing a few things over there. We moved some rental cars over there that Randy's overseeing now. We'll be showing up on some sites like Travelocity and whatnot. If you're searching for a rental, we will be showing up. So it should help pick up a few bucks over there. We actually also are going to try to sell some of these storage barns. You know, your like these little small personal storage barns for your residential house, and we'll see how that goes. And we also just signed up a new cart manufacturer, so we're not going to have just used cars. In fact, we'll probably transition away from so many used carts and focus more on these new carts as this year progresses. But the manufacturer is called Icon. They make Icon and Epic carts. Epic are kind of their higher scale luxury carts. I mean, these things are incredible looking, and we should be getting our first truckload of those within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I just wrapped up the franchise agreement with them, and so I'll be getting with Dina, and we will be getting the payments going back and forth with them and get those carts over to us. So be on the lookout for those. Just a few other things that are going on. Jeff Schneider and Steve Grunwald are downtown Detroit right now, sleeping out in the Garden, which is the Ronald McDonald House of Detroit Garden. Sleeping outside. They've done this for a few years. They're braver than me. I don't think I could cut sleeping outside. My body is not designed for coldness. In fact, you may hear my space heater next to me. But good luck to them. We appreciate them getting the awareness for the house. And I think they raised like $100,000 last year. They're chasing that again this year. So I know Jeff and Steve have both posted on WYCD and our ZOT Auto Facebook pages links to donate. So make sure you click on that. Give them a few bucks, even if it's $10, $20, whatever you want to throw their way. I know Jeff's goal is $100,000. So thanks for doing that. Autorama just wrapped up. I thought Ryan did a really nice job. Ryan is the technician in our ZOT Performance Shop of getting 2 of the high performance vehicles ready, the Cuda and the Magnum. And then we also had our ZOT Charger rally car, I call it, that's all striped up, that's been going across the country at different events, along with the ZOT Green Giant, I call it. It's the Ram 2500 Mega Cab Diesel that says ZOT, and we can build this for you, the one with a huge rack on the whole back of it. We had all 4 of those at Autorama this year, so had just a fantastic presence there. So thank you everybody that had help with moving those cars, and Ryan, to you as well for getting those cars ready. finally, I just want to wrap up with, this is the last month of Q1. And I think March is really set up for success when it comes to, the selling days, 27. The market just, I think, always embraces springtime. Our inventory levels are finally back up. Lease payments are getting a little more aggressive and helpful to close deals. And I think we're set up where even the used car market is rebounding a bit as far as values go. So a lot of good things going on for the month of March. We finished, I think, with a great momentum with sales and service for the month of February. We just continue that momentum rolling right into March, and it looks like we are. I mean, I got some wonderful text messages with groups from different excuse me, departments with some guides of deals for cars to help the salesmen get off the block quick. So for those that you've done that, excuse me, thank you. I think that really helps us get off to a fast start. I got stuff flying all over the place here, so bear with me. But I think that just tells me that you're engaged, you're ready to rock and roll. I think March is going to be fantastic. I'm all over the board a little bit. I told you I was wrapping up. A couple other things I wanted to mention is a grand opening, re-grand opening of the Jeep dealership in White Lake that we're going to be planning for late April, early May. Kind of a poker run theme setup where we'll start at New Hudson with, in fact, the CEO of Jeep told me they were going to be there. The president of Jeep told me he was going to be there. And we'll invite a whole bunch of Jeepers to meet at New Hudson, and then we'll give them a poker hand, basically at 5 different stops. The first being New Hudson, the last stop being White Lake, and then there'll be 3 other stops in between, maybe Comeback, Bakers, and Highland House, I think is what we were talking about, to get another card. And then we'll kind of wrap up with some great festivities, kind of showcasing the facility, accessory sales, maybe some live music, some food trucks. Obviously, an incredible, wicked display. The Jeep brand told me they'd bring a bunch of cool Jeeps in, their Safari Jeeps and stuff too, to raise the energy levels. So look forward to planning that. Again, thank you again for really kind of digging in through some tougher days in January and February in particular, finding a way to get things done. And I will just say, please continue to embrace our core values, energy, positivity, optimism. It goes a long way, man. And those are the controllables that we have. We can't control the rates or the market or the Wall Street or 401ks to a degree. But we can control our energy levels, our optimism, our positivity, how we influence our coworkers, and all that stuff goes such a huge way in business, in particular in the car business. So please make sure you're doing whatever you need to do to get your mind right and focused and energized as we have this huge opportunity of 27 selling days for March. Speaking of core values, Jeff Schneider and Derek Rose will be leading a Zott Auto Group core value meeting on March 10th. So write that one down if you have new employees or maybe someone that needs a refresher course. March 10th will be the next Zott Auto core value meeting. That's it. 27 selling days. The month ends on a Friday. Let's get our forecast down in writing today. Get those over to me as soon as you can before close of business for sure. And I'm just looking forward to getting out of the blocks quickly, carrying our momentum, enjoying some spring weather, having the market kind of rebound a little bit because of the weather, and looking forward to everybody just really having a successful final month of Q1. So thanks again for all that you do. I appreciate you guys. And let's go get it done. Rock and roll March, baby. Here we go. March Madness.